What coach, what school has the most pressure on them this year and going into this year, despite the fact that they're unbelievable and they put just an amazing number of players into the NFL every single year. And we can probably call them wide receiver U. But I'm going to say it's LSU. And here's why. The head coach, Brian Kelly, has been there now, John, for a few years. He's yet to make a playoff. Now, so just think about that. He's yet to even make the playoff. He's got a great quarterback this year in Newsmeyer. A lot of people talk about this guy being maybe the Heisman Trophy winner, maybe first pick in the draft and all that kind of thing. Now, these guys got a schedule. And by the way, they get to start their season at Clemson. That's probably not a lot of fun for them. But the pressure is on him because he's got a record of 29-11. That's pretty damn good. But, you know, for LSU, when they had Coach O, he got a national title. When they had Coach Saban, he got a national title. When they had Les Miles, they got a national title. They haven't quite sniffed a national title, John. And so I think that's one reason, because everybody's got what they've got to get to, right, when they're coaching and where they are and what school they are and who they represent and everything else. They got to go Clemson. Then not long after, this is not in order, but I just want to give you what it looks like. At Clemson, home against Florida, at Ole Miss, who's always pretty damn good, South Carolina, and Texas A&M they get at home. They've got a tough schedule. I mean, they didn't get to skip anybody, John. Some of the biggest of the big are going to be playing against them, including Alabama. So I look at this and I think, can these guys get to the college football playoff? I don't know. You take a look at what the SEC has right now. There are some great teams already, and they're going to have to take down some of these champions along the way, right? Whether it's a Georgia or an Alabama or whoever. I mean, they are absolutely loaded. And if they're going to try to get into that playoff, which of course they are going to try to get into the playoff, can Brian Kelly do it? And if he doesn't, is it possible that they could fire this guy, John, despite the fact that he's got all these, you know, accolades and the record so far, 29-11, not so bad. So what do you think? What does it come down to for him? If he misses the playoff, does he get fired?
I don't think so. But, you know, alumni cause coaches to do stupid things, cause general managers or, you know, the athletic director in this case to do stupid things like fire a guy that you're going to have to pay for years to come.
Right.
So I would not say that he's in the hot seat. One guy that is, Pete, you mentioned him already, the coach of Clemson, because people are going to start questioning if he doesn't go to the playoffs this year. They're going to question whether or not the game is passing him by, whether or not his reluctance to use the portal at all is going to keep Clemson in the, you know, in the hunt, but not able to make it over the hump. So I'm going to say he has, Debo has, I think he has more pressure on him even than Kelly, Pete.
Yeah, well, I think it's probably almost a dead heat when it comes to that, because they want you to deliver. A lot of alumni, like you said, at Clemson were like, hey, man, why aren't we doing what everybody else is doing? And he says, look, I want to coach these guys. I want to be the guy who coaches these guys all the way through to get them to where they need to be. And those are the players we want. It's going to be a big game. It's going to be a huge game. I think that one should be pretty daggone interesting. And I love Dabo Swinney. I think the world of that guy and what he's been able to do and how he's approached it, because, you know, he's a man of faith and a man of his own principles on how things are supposed to work. So we'll see how that plays out. Sticking with football for one more segment here. I'll tell you what, Jerry Jones, this Netflix documentary, John, is absolutely extraordinary. And I don't think if you didn't pay really close attention, when Jerry Jones took over the Dallas Cowboys, he had to put everything. He literally took the chips and went all in and basically took all his money and everything else. And it did not start out great. It didn't start great at all. Matter of fact, they were pretty terrible. And it took a little while. And you want to talk about a guy with guts who decided to make it this decision to do this with his kids and had everybody, you know, give him their insight on what they felt that he should or shouldn't do. and they did it. I'll tell you what, when you start watching that, it's tough to turn it off. It's like Last Dance. It's like it just keeps, you got to watch the next episode. I got to see what they're doing and all this. Unbelievable. I highly recommend that. And I had one last thing, Shohei Ohtani. Now, you and I talk about him all the time, John. He's back pitching, and he has been for a little while, but he got his first win last night of 2025. And they're keeping him on a pace, 90 pitches or 5 innings or whatever it is. But again, this guy is so worth watching and so worth going out. And if he's anywhere near where people live, I still say, you know what, if you're a Twins fan and you live out in Bloomington, Minnesota, you ought to go down and watch this guy play. If you're in, wherever you might be, if they're close to where you are, this guy's pretty special. We talk about, what Babe Ruth did and what this guy did and that guy did and all these two-way guys that we're seeing in sports more and more. I'll tell you what, Shohei Ohtani is unbelievable at both ends. And the speed of his pitches, John, the guy still has it. And they did the right thing by holding him back for a long time. But the fact that he's hitting home runs, he's stealing bases, and now he's getting back into the pitching world, I think that's a pretty amazing thing that he's doing right now in Major League Baseball.
It is. And they should highlight it even more than they do, Pete.